Tonight on CTV, we explore where students can legally smoke cannabis, and if they know that.
Out-of-state students are wooed for the money they bring to the university.
So do you think the cost of out-of-state tuition is worth it to you?
No, it's not.
And we bring you more on the CSU baseball team's win-filled weekend.
All that and more from the people you know, starting now. Good evening, Rams. I'm Matt Leisman.
And I'm Emily Mashak. Let's jump in. 2 people have died in Colorado avalanches in the past 2 weeks. Salvador Garcia Atanse and another unnamed man both died while skiing alone near Telluride in late February and early March. Garcia Atanse was skiing near Bear Creek, which the San Miguel County Sheriff's Office warned is not a safe place to ski. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center warns skiers to always go in groups, constantly monitor snow conditions rather than just checking them at the start of the day, and to decide as a group whether or not to go at all. For more information on avalanche safety, you can visit colorado.gov/CAIC or avalanche.org.
The city of Fort Collins held the groundbreaking ceremony for the new city-run broadband network, Fort Collins Connection, last Thursday. Residents, officials, and city contractors gathered at the Fort Collins Utility Center to celebrate the construction of the network, which began in November. Mayor Wade Troxel spoke on the community's involvement. He said it would have been impossible to get this far if the city hadn't voted to overturn SB 152, which prevents Colorado towns from running their own internet services. Aaron Shanley, the Fort Collins broadband marketing manager, said the network will not only provide high-speed internet to residents, but also prepare the city for the future.
The fiber is really the investment, and the equipment can change. And depending on where technology goes in the future, our network's going to be sort of future-proofed to move forward with that.
Rocky Mountain High School was put on lockout Friday after 19-year-old Jonathan Snelling was seen pacing the property with a knife on his belt. According to the Coloradoan, police said he initially refused commands but ultimately complied and was taken safely into custody. Police ask anyone with information about the incident to contact Crime Stoppers at 970-221-6868.
Over 6,500 of CSU's 22,000 undergraduates are non-residents. This is nearly 30% of the undergraduate student body, a percentage that has been steadily growing every year. However, non-resident students still pay over twice as much money for tuition than their in-state counterparts. Why does this happen? Shrinking funding from the state government is causing CSU to look elsewhere for cash, and increasing enrollment of non-resident students is a good way to make money. Today, I took to the streets to see how non-resident students feel about their tuition.
All right, so where are you from originally?
I'm from Austin, Texas.
All right, and what brought you to CSU?
I played horse polo in high school, and so I wanted to be on the CSU varsity polo team, and I was for 2 years.
I came to Colorado State because I wanted a change of weather. I came from San Diego, California, so there was a lot of sun there, and I wanted to get to a college where I was going to be able to snowboard.
The mountains primarily, I think. I knew I wanted to come to Colorado, and I went to Boulder, and I liked the people here better, is what made me choose CSU.
I just wanted to change the scenery and was really drawn to everything that Fort Collins had to offer, as well as the campus life that CSU has.
Yeah.
And so do you think the cost of out-of-state tuition is worth it to you?
No, it's not.
I think it is worth how much you have to pay for it. There's a lot of good programs in place to help students from out-of-state out.
No, I don't think it's worth it for anybody. You should get in-state residency or you should spend 2 years at Front Range is what I would say.
I would say yes. I mean, it's definitely pretty considerable difference than what in-state tuition is, but I feel like the experience and the opportunities that you get when you go out of state and come to Colorado State are so definitely worth it. Yeah.
Big changes may be coming to oil and gas in Colorado. According to CNBC, Colorado State Democrats introduced the most significant regulations the state has seen in 60 years. Lawmakers introduced the legislation on Friday. Senate Bill 181, Protect Public Welfare Oil and Gas Operations, would give cities and counties more influence over regulation, including inspecting oil and gas facilities and imposing fines over spills. It would also change the mission of the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission from fostering the development of the state's fossil fuels to regulating the industry. Industry groups accused lawmakers of dropping legislation on Friday and rushing a state Senate hearing. The effort to overhaul regulations and the state's Oil and Gas Commission follows the defeat of new restrictions on fossil fuel development last year.
Colorado's former Governor John Hickenlooper joined the growing field of Democratic candidates working to unseat President Donald Trump in 2020. On Monday, the brewer, geologist, and former mayor announced he would be running his campaign references his background in issues like healthcare and environmental protections. Hickenlooper is one of 13 Democrats who have thrown their hat in the ring.
Curious about where you can actually legally smoke marijuana in the city of Fort Collins? Reporter Isabella Roberts has your answer.
I hit the plaza to see if students know where it is legal to consume marijuana.
I know that it's legal in the privacy of your own home because it's recreational. And I know that, to my knowledge, there's no designated areas in public that you can smoke, to my knowledge. So that's about all I know.
In your house, I think. I don't think anywhere public, like a friend's house or something probably, but I think that's it.
As long as it's your own property and if you're over 21, obviously.
In the state of Colorado, I believe it's legal to consume marijuana on private property and illegal to do so on public property.
Students were correct. The best place to consume marijuana in the city of Fort Collins by law is in a privately owned home.
Marijuana is still illegal under federal law, making it illegal in federal parks and on federal land.
According to the Fort Collins Police Department, if you have actual physical control of a running vehicle, such as being in the driver's seat, and are consuming marijuana, you are subject to the action of law enforcement.
Similar to alcohol laws, you cannot have an open container, including a container with a broken seal, in the passenger cab of a vehicle.
Though law enforcement cannot enforce your leasing agreement with your landlord, if the lease is broken, you may be subject to fines or dispute settlement in a civil court of law.
For more information, you can visit co.gov.
Just when I thought winter was thawing into spring, snow dumped on Fort Collins this weekend. Hannah, what more can we expect this month?
Yeah, so actually, historically, March has been the most fluctuating in terms of weather for Fort Collins. We've seen highs ranging from the 40s all the way to the 70s since 2010. However, the snowfalls are also usually the most prominent in March, but those have been shifting more towards February and December. That being said, we can probably still see oscillations throughout the month. We will see oscillations throughout the month.
Well, I hope we have more of that 70-degree weather than the 40-degree weather.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice to me. And honestly, it's been nice seeing the sun these past few days. When it gets gray, it is just difficult to stay positive.
I agree. I am ready for some springtime. Well, thank you for shedding some light on that, Hannah. And Hannah will have more for us after the break.